Monday motivation, where we take a look at your energy and optimize it, amplify it, ascend it. A lot of times we refer to changing, letting go of the old self and stepping into the new self. Thought we'd talk about that a little bit today with regards to how much energy it is taking. Oh, we've got a new program loaded. How much energy it's taking to be something that you might not be. So I had written down the question, who are you being for the majority of your waking hours? Who are you being for the majority of your waking hours? Isn't that interesting? If you think about it, are you being the worker? Are you being the daughter? Are you being the sister? Are you being the mom? Are you being somebody that you want to be, to emulate? Or are you just on that pre-programmed, predictable you? Are you paying attention to the responses that you are making? Are you taking a pause and actually stepping into thinking before speaking? Are you taking a pause before judging? Are you taking a pause before acting? And so there's basically about 4 steps to, sort of releasing out of that old self and stepping into that new self, where you want to become aware of the energy that you're putting into just simply being, and saying, if I'm going to use this energy in my just simply being, then I'm invested in becoming this human that I want to become. One of the professors of my certified advanced integrative energy healing, she authored a book, Human Becoming. And reading it for the first time seemed really abstract, really abstract. It was following the lines of Sri Aurobindo Ghosh's work, who is the master in consciousness. And now it's like my human Bible. I read it, and every time I find a new tidbit that I can incorporate into my life. So this is what our everyday should be like. Find one little nugget that you want to practice for yourself and become aware of it and start to incorporate it. I like to say it's like educating ourselves of who we want to be, then coming into embodying it. And then without a doubt, this new way of being will enrich your life. Now, when we step into this, it has a trickle up effect and a trickle down effect. Our trickle up is when we're working with the involution of it all. It's the sticky parts. So we're going to come against a little force with ourselves, because we want to change this old way of being into a new way of being. So we're going to meet that at the root level, that root chakra. We're going to come into that. And that's why it's so important to take a look and go back at the work and do the grounding and centering and aligning each day, because that is our foundation of our energy. It allows us to ground into the earth for our own activating our own innate healing. It allows us to walk through all our energy centers, come into our heart, and find the clarity of mind, where we start to now follow our intuition. When we come to when we ask ourselves a question, we then have the clarity to be able to listen to our own inner intelligence, our own inner intuition. Sometimes it's called that sixth sense. It's call it what you may, but it's a part of our innate psychic being. And I don't mean psychic as in seeing or telling the future or that way, but it can be included. It could be the preliminary steps of making that transition and that transcendence to get messages from above, from other sources. So when we take a look at it, we want to increase our awareness, and then we want to decide. We need to make a commitment. So we can have a goal of who we want to be or what we want to incorporate into our lives, but that would be our goal. The most important part is making that commitment to yourself. A lot of times we waste so much energy by breaking our commitments. And you got it. The most important commitment is with you. When we break those commitments to ourselves, we are putting our body in a position and our cellular system in a position not to trust us, not to trust ourselves. And even our ego, it's like, well, there they go. They broke another commitment. I'm going to have to step on the gas and insert ego, insert ego. We need to be, they're not on board for their own survival. And, who knows what's going on up here in the 40 trillion, 70 trillion bits per 40 trillion bits per second that's going off in the background, the 40 of the subconscious mind, and the 40,000 bits per second of thought and is going through our mind and the conscious level. So we've got some work to do. And where else would be the best place to step in and put that energy? Because when you put the energy in that direction, you're going to 2 and 3 times it. I like to call it 3 times me, or you times 2. You times 2, and then escalate and ascend it to me times 3. When I refer to you times 2, that means that you're operating, you're in your operating system with you and your awareness. When you start getting to me times 3, then you're looking at actively being aware of your consciousness, your subconsciousness, and you are bringing on board into that supra consciousness, that higher self, that inner intelligence, where we start to create those new neural pathways. And we want that positive effect and that intuitive knowingness to be part of our habitual thinking. And if we can have it one way, we can have it the other way. So instead of 70% negative bias in the mind, we are switching that to a 70% positive bias in the mind, and changing over that operating system. So let's just take a moment here and go into creating awareness. And we can do that simply by slowing down, taking a pause, if you like. So let's take a 2-minute pause as we prepare I like to call it our outro into the day. And I invite you, the challenge is find one thing, one really beautiful, positive thing that you want to do more of, become more of, that you want to rewrite the old self and make it a regular part of your new self. And if you're up for the challenge, pick one thing every day. That will be 7 things that you need to pick by next Monday, and start to figure out how you're going to implement it. There's an education process for yourself there, and then embody it. And you might want to put something somewhere. Apparently you can use the dry erase markers on your mirror. Put down those things in order that you are stepping into achieving them. So you can see your list on your mirror when you wake up in the morning. You can put a reminder in your phone for every 2 or 3 hours, and get that little ping, and you go, oh yeah, okay, incorporate, embody, and change. And or sometimes you can just, even if you're a woman, or you can wear just a hair tie around your wrist, or even a scrunchie for that matter, or whatever that looks like. You can wear a ring that you want to incorporate. I have my ring that I wear every day. It's my talisman to the character structure that I wish to walk through my day and my life with. And try on different things. Even if you've got a certain color that you really love, have that color represent what you're working on for that day. Nobody needs to know, only you do, and make it fun. Life is meant to be fun and lived, and yes, we are supposed to actively think, not just allow this to be the driver. You are the driver. This is the passenger that might say, hey, did you see that light's turning red? But that person is not going to be the one slamming on the brakes, right? The ego is one that slams on the brakes, whereas as opposed to giving us information, and you can say, I'm not that person anymore. I'm not that 5-year-old. I'm not that, and I will never be that 5-year-old ever again. Let it go. Oh, I get truth bumps just all over my body speaking that. Wow. I am not that person. I'm not that age. I will never be that age. I will never be that person again. I am me. BlissBEME, Integrative Holistic Health. That is me. And that is why I created this company. If you need some support, reach out. We have an exciting announcement at the end of this. And after the 2-minute awareness exercise, mindfulness exercise that we're going to go in. All right, feel your feet on the floor, feel your buttocks on the furniture, or if you're laying down, allow your body to fully surrender to whatever piece of furniture you might be on. And feel the heaviness. Release your body. Let the chair or the bed or the floor or whatever do the work. Sometimes when we sit down, we're still actively tense. Allow the body and the spine to relax. Roll your shoulders back and allow them to relax. Take a nice deep breath down into your lower abdomen. And exhale with sound. Your sound is like your own tuning fork. Ha, ha. And it's also a good way to be curious of your voice. How old are you when you're talking? Sometimes we can get that really high-pitched voice. It's like when my kids come over or something, it's like, "Oh, I'm so happy you're here. I feel like a little kid. I just wanna play with them," and they're in their 20s. It's like, and then they mirror that little voice back, "Hi, mommy, mommy, mommy," and it's fun. Tap into what voice and what age you are when you're using a particular voice. You go, wow, who is that speaking? Feel your body. Feel the air on your body. If you're in Vancouver, you might be feeling a cooler air against your legs or your arms or your hands or your face. It's only 2 degrees Celsius here this morning. A reminder that we did a time change. Now don't start thinking about your clock or changing the time. Take this time for you. We've got all the time we need. Allow your thoughts just to float by. Those are the pre-recorded. Those are the pre-programmed calling to you. You don't have time for this. Yes, you do. This is the new you. Taking a pause. Just taking a simple pause. See where your breath is breathing you. If your chest is taking in the breath, see if you can drop it down into your heart. It alters your variable heart rate. Proven, proven, proven over and over again by Heart Math Institute. And if you can, bring it right down into your lower abdomen. And if you can stay here, stay here. And if it's time to go, it's time to go. As we bring it to a close, I'm going to draw our card for the day to give us yet another area in which to focus on. Go for the best. Be the best. As you step into taking and incorporating new little nuggets, go for gold. Be the best. This is no dress rehearsal. Go for the best. I love you. Check out www.blissbe.me. If you like this, share it and subscribe on YouTube or like and share on Instagram. Make it a great, great day. See you next week.